Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Deez. This is my workshop and we're going to do a quick video. This video is Deez wish list for 2025 Christmas season. If I was to get any gifts, and by the way, I'm not asking anybody to send me any gifts or anything, but these are the things that at this point in my journey in this hobby, things that I want to upgrade. First on that list is a new tap and die set. If you watched my model engine build, or if you're watching it, because this is going to be in between the final engine build, you'll see that I snapped another tap. Guess what? No surprise there. It's that stupid Pittsburgh tap and die set that I continue to use. Why I continue to use it? It's simple. It was cheap and it's what I have. And I needed some metric taps. This is the only metric taps I had, so I used them. Snap. Well, these things are, I think they're made with, I don't know, putty. I don't know, silly putty, sintered metal, I don't know. But when you get to the smaller taps in this set, they snap. I highly, and I've said this so many times in the past, please don't give me any comments about negative comments on this. This is my 2025 wish list. I want a new tap set. I want a quality tap set. Gear wrench, maybe Irwin or some sort of set. I don't know what to get yet, but I want a tap set. Now, I know it's hard to find a tap and die set, but if I have to buy tap and dies, I will. The Irwin dies I have are fantastic. I love those things. But I need an assortment of taps. We'll get on to why I want to get another set. But for now, I know many of you will say, well, just buy the taps you need. Well, I have plenty of taps of certain sizes, like 1032, quarter 20, things like that. The problem is, in this hobby, you get down to where you're making a project that needs a specific tap. And having that assortment, like this 60-piece Harbor Freight set had, was extremely convenient. It actually fit my needs for most of my projects. I needed some oddball sized taps. And having those was very convenient. In the end, it's not convenient because the small taps break. But that's why I want to get another set. I don't want to just buy the taps as I need them, because then when you're working on a project, you got to wait 2, 3, 4 days a week before you get a proper tap to complete that project. So I just want to get a proper tap and die set for the workshop. Don't buy this thing. The tap handle, although I use it because it's all I got, it's junk. Everything about this set is junk. The larger taps are probably not going to snap unless you really torque on them. I suppose you could say those are okay. Some of these are, there's a lot of different terms for taps. You have like blind hole taps, and you have bullet taps and through taps and this and that. They don't match. It's kind of a random assortment, so there's really no rhyme or reason to them. Maybe that's how all sets are. I don't know. There is some thread gauges in here. It had some nice things about it, and I'm sure some of the dies and everything are okay. But overall, I'm tired of snapping taps, and I want to get rid of this thing. I want to get it out of my workshop, and until I get a replacement, I'm reluctant to give it away or get rid of it. That's number one, tap and die set, Christmas 2025. If Santa's listening, that is the main thing that I would like to have for this coming Christmas season. Number two on my top 5 Christmas list, wish lists for items this year, I would like to have proper dial test indicators and a dial indicator, a comparator, whatever you want to call it. I've got this, and I'm grateful to have this. This was a gift to me by Dave a couple of years ago when I was first early on in this hobby, and I've used this many times. But you really need a dial test indicator when working with the mill and the lathe and certain different things that you're trying to measure and tram things in, especially the mill. When you're doing the milling table or the vise, this thing is critical. I would really, really like to upgrade this to a Mitutoyo dial test indicator. That is definitely on my wish list for 2025, number 2. And since we're talking about the dial test indicator, we might as well mention the indicator that I have. And guess what? Yep, that's made in China, came from Harbor Freight. Again, I've used this thing. It's worked well, but it's kind of got that sloppy feeling of cheaply made. I would really love to improve on the dial test indicator, that I have and this dial indicator, and just upgrade to a Mitutoyo or Starrett or some other higher quality measuring device. That's number 2 on my 2025 Christmas wish list. Number 3 on the list, I want a new vise. This vise for 2025, I would love to have a new vise for the workshop. This cobalt vise I showed earlier this year, I did a video on it. This thing is so sloppy. There's so much play back and forth in this thing. It's broken. It has broken tabs. If you go back and watch that video, I took this thing apart. I made like some plastic washers or bushings, you want to call them, to kind of help take some of that slop out, and it kind of did. But overall, this thing is, I want a new one. It's sloppy. It's frustrating to work with, but it's the only vise I got. But if I was able to get a new vise, and in 2025 somebody said, give me a list of the things you want, this would be on the list. In addition to that, the bench grinder. I would love to have a new bench grinder. This one is Harbor Freight. You heard me. Central Machinery. It does spin. It does grind. It does wire wheel stuff. But it vibrates. It's not as high quality as I would like. It's frustrating to change the wheels off. Now, maybe all vices maybe all bench grinders are that way. But, you know, you got one side, these sizes don't line up. You got one side that needs to spin one way. The other side, the threads go the other way. Overall, I would really like to improve. Maybe get a Baldor, something like that. That would be awesome. But a bench grinder would be number 3 on my list, along with a vise. Number 4 on my list, I would love to get new carbide. I have some cheap Chinese carbide. They do work okay, and I'm talking about for the lathe. The lathe carbide that I have are those cheap triangular inserts that go into those tools. I've used them for 3.5 years actually now by the time of this video. They've worked well, but they do tend to chip, and they tend to break often, and they leave me a terrible finish. And I'm the type of person that likes to just push them through until they absolutely don't work anymore. So I'll even run them chipped and broke. I shouldn't do that. But carbide is very convenient, and it leaves a great finish, and I'm going to keep using it. I do have a lot of high-speed steel that I can turn or grind down and use. I've got plenty of that stuff, and plenty of the brazed carbide tooling that came with the lathe and other sources. I do use those from time to time. But I much prefer the carbide insert tools, and for no more than I'm out here, which is quite a bit really for a hobby shop, I really prefer to use the carbide. I would like to improve those and get some thicker carbide tooling, maybe some different profiles. They're more pointy, I guess. I wish I knew the terminology. All those numbers and acronyms stand for something. I'm no expert here. You all know that, but there are some tooling that looks more appealing, and I think would hog off a lot more material and be more efficient for my workshop. So new carbide tooling or carbide inserts, both, that's number 4 on my wish list for 2025 Christmas. Now here's kind of an oddball one. Here's number 5 on my wish list. I would really like to get a set of annular cutters. Now, as you're working with flat stock and other pieces and you need to drill out a hole or drill and bore a hole, I don't want to say ream a hole, you can't replace a reamer with one, but using annular cutters, if you haven't seen those, it's basically a really fine-toothed, hollowed out drill bit, almost like a hole saw for wood, but greatly improved with a bunch of teeth, carbide teeth or whatever, on the cutting bit to drill a plug out of flat material. A set of annular cutters would be number 5 on my 2025 Christmas wish list. Those things cut fantastic. I've seen them demonstrated many times. I really would love a set of those. All right, we're going to do a bonus. So number 6, or bonus option. What does Deez want in 2025? Well, I'll tell you. Let's go down here and take a look. I want a new one of those. Maybe not Vevor. I want a new lathe. This one is shot. The spindles are definitely shot. When it sits, it seems to operate a little bit better. But the spindles, when I was working on, or as I've been working on the model engine, there's some grinding going on. I have got problems. I need to take this thing apart again. I'm dragging my feet. That's the motor that you're hearing back there. But the headstock is really, really sounding terrible. I don't know if we can get it to make the sound in this video, but you will definitely hear it in my model engine build videos. Let's see what we got here. That's actually fine, and that's what I've noticed. I could go in for a few days, come back out, use it, and it's not making that crunchy, grindy noise. But when I use this thing a while, it starts squeaking. Maybe all the grease came out of it and needs lubricated. I don't know. Regardless, I got to tear into this thing and fix this spindle bearings. But overall, I would love to have a good Precision Matthews lathe. Maybe something with a gearbox. I don't know. But I've been using this lathe for 3.5 years. It's still running. I've been having fun. But I think I really could use an upgrade. I want an upgrade. If I had to say number one on my list, next to the tap and die set, I got to admit, I hate that Harbor Freight set. I want a new lathe. Well, I know there was no machining in this video, but you know what? This can be a midweek video. I just wanted to get something out there, kind of get you all in the holiday spirit. We're all getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas and buying gifts and everything for those that we love. And I thought, you know, I'll share some of the wish list items that I want for you all, because I'm starting to feel the spirit this year. I know it's still November, but I love my family. We've had a lot going on in the family, a lot of things that we're dealing with, and I just appreciate them more and more every day, and I want to spend time with them. And part of the thing about the holidays is you get in that spirit, and you know, it's not about getting gifts and wanting things, but that is part of it, right? And in this hobby, who doesn't want something new all the time? I hope you all enjoyed that quick little video of my 2025 Christmas wish list. If Deez could get everything he wanted this year, that's a list of things that I'd like to finish this year out. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I wish you the best, and hope to see you on the next one.